Stu, I have a feeling you'll get a spark. Take a look at the starting lineups here today. And you can see a couple of changes, including one that occurred after the lineups were announced. It is Ivan Rakitic sliding in, Sergi Busquets to the bench, Frankie de Jong in his first clasico. Up front, Messi, Suarez, and Griezmann, who has started to come alive. Said he's played against Real Madrid in a derby, and now it's on to El Clasico. Meanwhile, if you look at the statistics and recent history, Thibaut Courtois might actually have the edge over Marc-Andre ter Stegen, but that will be put to the test today. Sergio Ramos, this will be a day to remember for the history books. Valverde getting the start. Modric goes to the pine. Isco in the starting lineup. How does that shape Real Madrid? And Gareth Bale and Karim Benzema up front. Will it be the 4-3-3? Will it be a diamond? Will it be the 4-4-2? We'll have to wait and find out. Phil Shane alongside Thomas Rongen, the former Dutch international and U.S. coach. Take a look here, if we could, at this crowd and give me an idea. You've been in classics before. You've been in derbies before. This is almost indescribable.
My first clasico was 1975 when Mr. Rinus Michels and Johan Cruyff were part of Barcelona, and I've seen many since, and it's an honor to be in the booth today. I expect a much tighter clasico than ever, Phil.
Alejandro Hernandez gets us started. Barcelona in their familiar Blaugrana, and it is the all-whites with that blue trim of Real Madrid defending the goal towards the right. Barcelona and Real Madrid making up that round 10 game that was pushed back because of political unrest. Well, the unrest is still around, and so are Real Madrid and Barcelona, sharing the top spot in La Liga. Jordi Alba also back, and he is in the starting lineup here today. And we were talking about this, Thomas. That might be one of the reasons Gareth Bale gets the call.
Great point, Phil, because we all know that Alba is probably the most comfortable player playing with Lionel Messi. So now Alba needs to say, hey, you know what? I need to make sure that Bale doesn't get behind me. The vulnerabilities for Barca on the counter is out wide. So I think that's a great move by Zidane.
Long throw into the box. Alba seems to be pushed, in a first foul of the match on Gareth Bale. Taking a look at the records right now. Again, even though this match might be from round 10, in reality it is round 17, and 11-2-3 for Barcelona, 35 points, 10-5-1 for Real Madrid, 35 points. So you can talk about 72 wins apiece all time in El Clasico, but on a more immediate basis, the La Liga lead is on the line.
Incredible. You could talk about that Barcelona might have had the advantage in October, Phil, but Real is coming back.
Messi into the middle, slight deflection by Casemiro. Second best recovery man in La Liga, and I have a feeling he might be even more important than that to Real Madrid. Wide for Semedo, pulls it back away from Kroos. Keep an eye on Sergio Roberto. Keep an eye on Ivan Rakitic. And again, if you're tuning in just a bit late, Sergi Busquets was in the starting lineup, but there was a change, and Ivan Rakitic and Frankie de Jong joining Sergio Roberto. De Jong.
Very clear, Phil, right now. Look at that triangle right now with Rakitic deep, with the young playmaking, and Roberto on the right side.
Also, that front three seems to be a little pinched in. Of course, Messi having free reign. It looks like Real being pushed to that center, hopefully for Barcelona to make some room out wide.
And let's dispel also Valverde maybe men marking Messi. That's not happening, obviously.
And the other is Isco has gone to the point. So it is the 4-3-3 from Barcelona with Rakitic in the hole, but it is a 4-4-2 diamond with Isco given the steering wheel and Bale and Benzema up front, at least defensively. Coming in is Messi. He'll track it down, but headed in the wrong direction. Back to Piqué, who will turn things around. 72-72. with 34 draws, 179th La Liga meeting. And if Barcelona does get the home win today, it would be the first time in history that they have actually had the better mark than Real Madrid. Piqué rolling it back. Ter Stegen. Piqué. And over to the German netminder. Messi. Cutting back. Isco left in the wake. Long ball forward. This is what they were waiting for. Alba to Suarez. Actually looked like De Jong pinching forward, but Suarez can't bring it in.
Yeah, and that's the X factor right now, with Rakitic really replacing Busquets as the holding midfielder. Frenkie de Jong being able to venture forward more like an 8, maybe even a 10, so to speak, and then gets in positions where he's great, that final third. Smart, good passer.
Semedo leaving it for Ter Stegen, who grabs it at the edge of the 18. Barcelona just celebrating its 120th anniversary. Both of these teams storied. 26 crowns for Barca in La Liga. Only Real Madrid with more. But it's been a while. Just 2 titles in their last 11 years for Real Madrid. This might be their best chance in recent memory. Courtois, who seems to be getting a little more comfortable with the ball at his feet. Mendy to the middle. Kroos and Casemiro. They'll pass it over to Varane and wide. Only Ousmane Dembele is missing for Barcelona, and he won't be back until early February, but for the most part Valverde with a full roster. Can't say the same for Real Madrid. Zinedine Zidane, as this one will sail over everyone. Missing Marcelo, Hazard, not to mention Vasquez, James, and Asensio.
Oh, again, fabulous technique there at Messi with the outside of his foot.
And it was Alba, and Suarez just couldn't bring it down. But it gives you an idea, again, one reason why Alba is out there.
And also looking at Madrid right now, very proactive, Phil. Double pivot right now, stepping Valverde. Valverde is so important for Zidane in terms of starting the press and the counter press and forcing Madrid direct. Second balls in midfield, as Madrid does right now, are key as well in maintaining possession, because that's the battle. You like to favor Barcelona, but Zidane showing right now in the first 5 minutes that we're here to play. We don't mind pressing you.
Real Madrid have gone 6 meetings between these two in La Liga without a victory. That's their worst run since December of 2011.
And giving Barcelona different looks. Look at Benzema here on the left now. Isco more central. Valverde and Kroos picking their spots as well.
Nice from Benzema. Forward for Mendy. Cuts inside Semedo, but the ball gets away, and Rakitic there to clean up.
And talk about Mendy, Phil. Look at that. Look at that composure, by the way.
Ter Stegen under pressure.
Johan Cruyff and Rinus Michels rolled over in their graves when they saw that Busquets was not starting, and runners like Roberto and Rakitic were in. Now they're smiling again. That's Barca football that they started in the early 70s.
Nice from Griezmann, wide for De Jong, trying to go through the legs of Casemiro, tripped up in the process, and a free kick at midfield.
And how big has Casemiro been for this team? Rested obviously in the last game, coming back in. Him and Valverde, like a double pivot almost. You get a block of 6, and as you said again, you play narrow, and narrow means enough numbers around Messi when he gets the ball. And again, that proactive pressing with that front 3 and saying, you know what, we're forcing you direct right now because that's not your game.
Well, one of the things we were talking about with Alba may be a reason why Bale is out there, but by going to that 4-4-2 and pinching Bale to a center channel, is that going to cause Barcelona problems, or is that actually something that they would like?
No, they would mind, and you see it right now. This is a 4-4-2 right now in a diamond shape. Bale tucked in, Benzema, Kroos, and Isco underneath. So the flexibility tactically on both sides of the ball is important for Zidane.
Isco looking for Kroos, over to Valverde. Outside of the boot from Bale, almost meets Isco. Diving header, Piqué to get rid of it. Now it's Casemiro switching over to the near side. Mendy to the middle. Piqué obstructed. Now it's Messi. Getting it back from Roberto, but look at the pressure. Casemiro. Messi rides it though. And now there's a chance. De Jong with Valverde giving chase. Wide for Alba. Into the middle, but cut out. Valverde, maybe the quiet man in this Real Madrid lineup, but makes Zidane shout quite often. Now, Messi on that left side, finding De Jong. Semedo. Semedo to the inside. Mendy giving chase. We've reached the 10th minute. Now Casemiro rolling it back for Sergio Ramos. Let's head pitch side. Bring in the third member of our broadcast crew here today, Gabby Amato. The emotion has to be spectacular at the moment.
That it is, Phil. You'll notice small rectangular teal banners in the crowd. Those are Tsunami Democratic supporters with sit and talk banners. But besides that, it really is business as usual in this Clasico. Whistles for Real Madrid's every touch at the Camp Nou.
Well, Gareth Bale should be used to that. Doesn't matter home or away, but see what happens here. Thanks, Gabby. Now, little heel flick. Isco finding Benzema with a quick left-footed blast, but this Ter Stegen was ready.
And that's, again, Isco floating inside without the ball, being creative, and then Benzema, who's been in the greatest form of his career, just on that line right there, pouncing immediately with that left-footed shot.
And intriguing again with Isco given kind of a piston roll, stepping up to the front line. Normally that's Benzema that has to make passes like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great luxury being able not to have Benzema do that, because he tends to drop deep when Madrid has a problem with the ball. So for him to hold and lead the line, more economical from a fitness standpoint as well, saying that he scored in the 94th minute last week, so that's not a problem, but it's much better to keep him central, to keep him high, to have a focal point for Zidane.
Messi, advantage played, kicked back by Griezmann. Messi forward, lets it run. Over is Carvajal, who makes the block, appeals for a handball, but Hernandez says no.
Wow, wow, wow. Frank Rijkaard-like, Ronald Koeman-like, the art of the slide tackle, which is lost for a lot of players. Arms behind the back, prevents the ball getting crossed by Alba. A matchup that we all think could be a key. And that's a play on, no problem.
The ball does not hit the hand from that video, but even if it had, you could see there was clear intent not to.
What a great example, Phil. Wow, look at a little back heel right there as well. Then bends the quick trigger. Ter
12 goals
Stegen.
apiece. Benzema and Messi, they are the leading Pichichi scorers right now.
Pretty amazing. Since Zidane returned, 24 goals in 30 for Benz.
Wide for De Jong, lifting it in, Varane in the way. And he has been Mr. Offense. Pretty much everyone else has been missing in offense.
What a tension, Phil. What a game so far, 12 minutes. Both teams willing to play. Brilliant.
Benzema to his inside, passes wide. Mendy looking for help. Laid back for Kroos. Delicate ball across, but the run never comes, and apologies from Gareth Bale.
And another reason, not just his pace, Phil, but you know what? Any ball back post in terms of his height, Bale has a huge advantage over, obviously, Mr. Alba. Look for the switch to the point of attack.
Benzema clearing the 18 as Barca getting ready to put it back into play. Level on points, goal difference, keeping Barcelona in front, but now their first head-to-head meeting. Suarez. Still a lot of time left, but especially the way Real Madrid has played of late. This game could have some legs down the stretch. Right in front of Zidane. Semedo. Sloppy pass inside for Messi, right to Kroos. Now for Isco, dropping it into the middle. Long lay in the way. And again, interesting because of the two front runners. Benzema almost comes away with it. Sergio Roberto. Just a little high. Approaching the 15th minute, and here some golden chances. Benzema just losing his footing. Now you can watch more games and more goals of your favorite leagues. It's beIN Sports Extra. It's available on the Roku channel and many local stations around North America. So for more information, visit beinsportsextra.com. Benzema, but too close to Ter Stegen. Ernesto Valverde. Good draw level with Pep Guardiola for the most successful consecutive run in the clasico. Well, Zinedine Zidane, nothing to sneeze at. He could hit the history books as the first Real Madrid boss to go unbeaten his first 5 trips to the Camp Nou.
And the last one to win one there, Phil, 2016, if I'm correct.
Cross for Benzema, tries the back heel. Mendy is there. 3 in the box for the Merengues. Second try for the French back, but he mistouches and then runs over Messi. But incidental, says the referee, and no argument from either player. Good ball from Kroos. You see Barca already racking up the passes, but still level where it counts. Nice turn, Isco. Leaves Semedo, but Piqué in the way.
And very interesting, too, that you look at goals conceded, quite a few in open play against Barca. But, Phil, not on the counter. So this is how Barca actually concedes, when teams possess a little bit and are able to play.
Also proven to be a little bit
14 goals
when they are pressed and give the ball up.
Yep.
But defense has been the issue. In fact, they have not had a worse defensive record in the last decade, while Real Madrid has not had a better one. What happens here? Kroos, Casemiro, the one-time wannabe starter up front, getting a chance from distance, and it deflects wide.
Very, very patient build up. And Zidane is taking a page out of Don Leo Beenaker's Madrid. Late 80s, you know? Leo said to me one day, watching Barca is like a fiesta. But right now, the empty bucket.
Ball from Carvajal, headed down, cleared off the line. It did not cross. Gerard Piqué able to clear that one away and keep Real Madrid at bay. Well, if Barca's a fiesta, Real Madrid trying to be the party crashers right now. Inside, headed away. Varane could not turn it towards goal. How close was this?
I mean, unbelievable. It brings back shades of the Girona game, where he cleared one off the line as well, Phil. And that's what you are taught as a defender. If you're not involved, you drop next to your goalkeeper, protect one side of the goal. Piqué, again, the art of defending on set pieces.
And again, it was Casemiro, but denied. They will get the corner. Second of the game for Real Madrid.
Piqué's been huge, by the way. Best defender last week. Specialist in clearing off the line. Girona now against Barca.
Just awaiting the confirmation from the truck. Also, you see, it has been a little bit physical at this point, as the cleats catching the Frenchman from his compatriot. Well, that's one way to get a start for the national team.
It certainly is. And now look at the zonal. Piqué's in a zonal situation, not marking right now.
Ball driven low 6, nodded away Griezmann. Varane and Bale getting each other's way. Second effort, and again it's Piqué, cleared only as far as Casemiro. This time it's Longley with the parry.
And again, important to win second ball so you keep that alive and prevent the counter of Barca where they're so good. Also, the advantage right now, Ramos, Benz, Varane, Bale in terms of height, Valverde against Piqué, set pieces, i.e. long throws, corner kicks, and free kicks. Could make a difference, Phil. And here's the long throw by Gareth Bale.
4 shots to none. Bale drives it into the 6. Varane barely a touch. Only as far as Isco. Benzema to the middle, and again the defense coming to the rescue. But Barca right now being put on the rack. Benzema, Mendy, Carvajal. Barca can't get any possession. Trying to flick it with his heel was Ramos. It's almost as though the metronome of this Barca attack isn't out there. Sergio Busquets, and he won.
And that's...
And now what's going on?
Here we go.
Alba and
Here we go.
getting in each other's face.
And again, somebody put a nice graffiti out there of Ramos
Wasn't you?
kissing somebody. No, it wasn't me. It was TV Boy. An artist, which I'm not.
I've seen you on that white board.
I go back to your point, though, Phil, about not being able to possess the ball. Are they missing somebody, maybe?
Perhaps.
Busquets is so important. And Zidane right now is saying, you know what, let's step. Rakitic, not great in the ball. Roberto, not comfortable either. So if you can stop Frankie de Jong, you're almost saying we're going to bypass the midfield, which is not Barca's strength.
Barca does have 57% possession, but much of it has been passing it around in front of their own net. And here again, first to the ball, Ferland Mendy. Piqué over Benzema. Credit to Zidane. Give me an idea in your mind. How has Zidane changed as a manager from his first go-around with Real Madrid?
The most important thing, we have 4 pillars in football. Phil, you know, the technique, tactic, the physical component, and the emotional component. And that 4th component, Phil, to me, is now the most important. Jurgen Klopp, Pep Guardiola, and Zidane are able, which he did the first time around, to give team confidence. They talked about failures when they weren't there. All of a sudden, Cruz is playing better. Marcelo, Casemiro.
This match brought you in part by Geico. Isco tripped up in our first yellow card. There were a few shouts for penalties for Real Madrid on some of those recent corners. Now they do get the foul called, but it's outside the box as we have approached the midway point of half number 1. Just clipping the heels. Take another look here, and it looks like a clear jersey tug by Rakitic. We do have video review for a reason. Although many times some view it as more to correct clear mistakes rather than things might have been missed. And that was something that Barcelona was arguing about in their match against Valencia on the weekend. Sergio Ramos, his 43rd Clasico, putting him atop the list as the most caps in a Clasico of all time. Xavi, Manolo Sanchez, and Gento now in his wake, as is Lionel Messi, who gets his 42nd on the day.
And going back to Zizou ball that has returned to Real Madrid in those 4 pillars, the psychological aspects are so important. The former Kroos, Casemiro, Varane, Marcelo, dubbed those failures. He recognized that, and he rediscovered the exciting core that now has form again, is reinvigorated, and a team with confidence, and that will bring back that Real Madrid aura, which we've seen in the last 4 or 5 games when they've been extremely good.
You could also say that his tactics have improved. He kind of admitted the first go-around with a smile on his face and a chuckle. Of course he was lucky. Now he's actually had some bad luck, and he's had to work his way back to the top of La Liga.
Correct. There's a reason why they can equalize now in the 95th minute, Phil, last week as well. There's a reason, and he's not here. That mazy run of Hazard against PSG, because he tells you, go for it. The gluttony of goals against Galatasaray.
Mendy goes down, as does Sergio Roberto. Hernandez says play on. Short touch near side. Suarez to the middle. Rakitic didn't hear the footsteps, though, as it was the other Valverde to steal it away. Back heel, nice idea. Isco. Bale on his left foot looking for help. Drops it for Benzema. Into the area, sweeps it goal line. Karim Benzema into the middle, and Piqué forced to clear.
I mean, the last few minutes have been all Madrid. They've been proactive, they've been aggressive, they've been patient as well. 3-4 corners, and that puts teams under duress consistently. You get the long throw of Bale, that's a corner, Phil. You're looking for the flick one near post, other people crashing far post. The combination of men-to-men marking versus zone right now is key.
Throw in towards the area, flicked on Varane. Piqué with a touch, still loose, and finally slammed away by Griezmann, but gobbled up by Real Madrid. Whipped into the area, flicked on by Ramos, but wide of the net. And the Barcelona fans not happy with the way this one is developing. Real Madrid in firm control, and Sergi Busquets maybe not so comfortably, but on the bench.
And Madrid too, although if you look again at the defensive posture, it's almost a 4-5-1. But when they attack, Phil, that first 20 minutes, 25 minutes, they clearly want to occupy wide areas and get crosses in, which stretches that back four. And now you come back inside and you play underneath with Isco, with Benzema as well. Tactically, very well done by Zidane. Barca's going to make some adjustments right now.
The adjustment of putting Rakitic in for Busquets, how does that change Barcelona?
As I just said, what you've talked about.
Chance now for Valverde, wide from Benzema, now on that far side. Kick saved by Ter Stegen to clear. Casemiro from distance, slapped away by Marc-Andre Ter Stegen, and Real Madrid relentless.
It's Valverde all over again, taking runners, physical players over skill. Casemiro from distance, good save by Ter Stegen. Johan Cruyff once told me, there we go again, the continuation of runs. Ball's being played back. After my first game, Johan Cruyff, my teammate, 1980, told me, Thomas, you run too much. I go, what do you mean you run too much? He goes, yeah, use your brain. I go, okay, I don't have really a good brain, Johan. Tackle and give me the ball and stand still. I said, yes, Mr. Cruyff, of course.
Still remember it. Don't get in the way. Still remember that quote from Cruyff. Get to that in a moment. With 5 in the box. Driven in towards the penalty spot. Headed wide by Varane. When told that a player had run 9 miles in a game, he said, 9 miles? He must be really bad.
That's what he pretty much told me, Phil.
And the Xavi line, run little, run smart. That used to be the Barcelona method. But maybe it's putting Band-Aids on this Barca side.
And it keeps the pressure on Valverde. I don't know if it's true. The rumors of Pep coming back right now. Maybe he hasn't something in his contract. Tiki-taki from behind by Isco.
Well, take a look at the table. They're still #1. They're still one of the favorites to win the Champions League. And I guess all that Ernesto Valverde has to do is point to that. Plus, what is it, 14 straight at home, 19 unbeaten, 1 loss in their last 62 league games at home.
Yeah, but Phil, there is a blueprint out there. Well, they've been poor in big games. Dortmund, Inter, Atletico, Real Sociedad. Those are the 4 or 5 big games where they've underperformed.
Nice move, Semedo. Pushing up Roberto. In for Semedo, and he tries to caress it inside. See, Suarez sliding into Courtois. Cut out by Varane, but it wouldn't have counted anyway.
Brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. And I think, yeah, that's offside as well. Step, hold that line. Go back to my point. Marco Reus, Oyarzabal, Odegaard showed how you can destroy, but how you can make life miserable for Barca with and without the balls, with and without the ball. And the runs in those half spaces, that's where they struggle. Look at Valverde and Isco to do that.
Casemiro. Far side, Carvajal. Bale back on the front line. Looking for Benzema, who likes to head wide, throwing that defense off a bit. Mendy takes his time, blocked away by Sergio Roberto, who helped double down with Semedo, and it's out for another corner.
I mean, Barca's BPDA, Phil, is down, which is passes per defensive action allowed in the opposition's half, less than last season. Saying that, Phil, their XG, which is expected goals, is very, very high.
At the moment, I think Real Madrid might be expecting a bit more. Into the middle, punched away Ter Stegen. Now the other point if you're Barcelona is we are about a half hour in, sailing long, Casemiro in, but an easy grab Ter Stegen. Is for all of this pressure, for all of these chances, Real Madrid has not scored. And we've seen it in the past where maybe one run from Sergio Roberto and a pass to Messi, and next thing you know, magically, Barcelona's in front.
Yeah, and we all know he's got the X factor. The biggest game changer in the field is obviously Messi, without even a doubt.
Although he's failed to score or even assist in his last 3 Clásicos. He's never gone 4 in a row.
What makes him so striking, he's different. Modern football, defenders in modern football are accustomed to players like Luis Suarez, stronger, bigger athletes. He doesn't fit those characteristics of the modern game. It's all about mobility, positioning, and precision with Messi.
By Longley, back comes De Jong to grab hold.
Capello trying to figure it out. Schuster, Ramos, Pellegrini, Mourinho, Ancelotti, the list goes on. How do we stop Messi? Well, you can't.
Only Father Time. And even he is having a hard time.
Love that line, Phil Shang.
Griezmann wide. Alba. Sergi Roberto. Out comes Courtois. Rebound Messi, and it's Ramos to the rescue.
Wow. 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 The guy with now the all-time clasico record, Ramos, just like his counterpart, Piqué, his buddy at the Spanish national team, coming to the rescue. Courtois his line, punches it out. It stays alive. Rebound is there. And any good defender, as Ramos does, you open up, you make yourself big, your goalkeeper's gone, and you protect the goal.
First shot of the game for Barca. Each team now has seen one of their center backs clear away a goal. Maybe that could be the tilt of the momentum. Headed away, Piqué met on the volley! Oh. And Valverde just whistles it wide.
And that's the beauty of Valverde, who might be, next to Mr. Benson, there you can see it again, the most influential. Oh, baby. The technique of hitting a volley, Phil, it looks easy, but it's very hard.
Many Real Madrid fans were thinking about Paul Pogba in that role or someone else, but Valverde seems to have made it his own.
Great shout, Phil. There's no need for you found your Paul Pogba, and better in Valverde, who now you pencil into your 11 in midfield, i.e. Modric. Sorry.
Messi getting decleated here.
That's a little back heel and a nutmeg through Piqué's legs. Left-footed shot. He gets his shots off so fast right now, Benzema. Also great that Isco is coming back to life under Zidane. And he's getting a nut over Modric. Ballon d'Or winner last year.
Live standings, each team would get a point. I guess you could say Sevilla and Getafe. And even Atletico Madrid might be the big winners if this holds. Still would be a 2-game stretch between first and second and third. And then again, Real Madrid also knows the second Clasico will be at home. Looking again for Alba, cuts it back to his right. Rifles the shot off Carvajal. Giving you an idea, something that has to be concerned for Valverde. Luis Suarez, 9 touches. Griezmann, 14. Messi, 21. Ter Stegen, 27. He is third on the team in touches for Barcelona now, their goalkeeper.
And credit Real Madrid and the inability right now to, and as I said again, Frankie de Jong is the only one right now that can play through lines and wants to play through lines and will play through lines without losing the ball. Rakitic, square and back. Roberto is a runner. So who will be the one that will be able to provide Messi with the ball in higher positions. This goes on, Phil, Messi will drop deeper and deeper to play make, and that is a positive for Madrid.
It could be a positive for Barca if Griezmann and Suarez can combine, because in some ways it would almost mimic what Real Madrid is doing with Isco.
Good punch there, strong.
Ball for Longley now.
We all, bless his heart, we all know young Van Beveren. Young always said, Thomas, when I come and I scream, I'm going to take you out, the opponent out. I said, fair enough, Jan, I'll duck a little bit.
Little trip. Sees Griezmann tumble, but the thumbs up from the referee to his assistant. No foul. Casemiro. A little too far.
That's the second time, Phil. You possess, but they've also gone direct twice to keep Alba a little honest.
Down for Suarez. Reminder, you can watch more games, more goals on beIN Sports Extra from your favorite leagues, available on the Roku channel and many other local stations. Head to beinsportsextra.com. .35th minute. In for Suarez. Pressured from behind. And Casemiro and Carvajal getting the job done. No Marcelo, so Mendy being thrown to the wolves, but doing well. Little slip here, Casemiro into the area, but Griezmann can't get the shot away. And it's knocked aside. Real Madrid ball. Barcelona getting it on the throw-in. Here for Semedo. Cuts away from Kroos. Getting it back from Roberto. Around Mendy, who uses those long legs, but surrenders a corner.
Brilliant. I mean, absolutely. You come from a standing position. There's a give and go there. That's maybe a handball, maybe not. Casemiro and Rakitic, two warriors going at it.
10 minutes left in the first. It is Clasico number 179 in La Liga. Ball driven in, cleared away by Karim Benzema. Throw in.
Ben's great. Look at that.
Roberto. Messi. Roberto. Short for Messi. Well anticipated Casemiro.
Great example, Phil, of lack of technical abilities right there in tight quarters to fight Messi.
He'll flick Benzema, and it's open path for Valverde. Has Carvajal, but he'll go up the middle for Bale, who's beaten to the ball by Longley. Heel flick, though, from the Welshman. Actually keeps it in play, but no one trailing. Bale got caught by surprise, and you'd figure that would be a matchup they would like. Now for Casemiro. Now from Casemiro. Wide for Carvajal. Griezmann comes over to cover. Here's Bale peeling back. 37th minute, halfway done. Real Madrid only led Barcelona once in the season last year, and that was week 2. If they can get the victory here today, they would be back in front. Kroos, season opening, blasts it but can't get the bend, and it's out for the goal kick. Could be a movement for Real Madrid. Let's head back to the sidelines. And Gabby Amato, what are you seeing?
Well, Phil, after a conversation with his staff on the touchline, Zidane has sent Eder Militao to warm up. Perhaps something with Varane in those penalty shouts earlier in the half. Keep an eye out on that.
Gabriel Amato on the sidelines here today. Isco sneaks it. Bale just a little too quick. Valverde looking for an opening in the middle. Back for Casemiro. Now Benzema. This is one reason many think he might be the best center forward on the planet. Although not the best of passes, is a derisive cheer from the fans. Over Lewandowski, maybe more dangerous at scoring goals, but Benzema seems to be a much more complete player. And here he is in the middle, maybe offside. Flag stays down. Good cover, Griezmann. Now to De Jong. Griezmann's pass intercepted. I mentioned Casemiro when he went to try out for the first time as a youngster, wanted to be a forward, but then he saw how many other players wanted to be forwards, and he saw there was a really short line at defensive midfielder. Blasted by Bale, but a deflection takes it to Ter Stegen. So he went to that line, and you could say the rest is history, but he has worked at his craft. There was a great story in El País today talking about Casemiro and how he studies the game. If you're familiar with that app and site called Y-Scout, he spends hours looking at videos, seeing what the tendencies are, and maybe that's one reason he always seems to get there first. Here's Roberto, a flood of Blau and Grana. Suarez inside, but blocked by Varane, and it's off of the Uruguayan and out for a goal kick.
Yeah, and going back to what you just said, I mean, you look at Ramos, very similar. Started out as a right fullback.
And a good one.
And, well, you know what? You had Fernando Hierro midfield. Manuel Sanchez as well. He was the right back.
Yellow.
And then he moved to the center back. And that's pretty much what they said. What a legacy. Incredible. It's so hard to stay on that high level for so long. And he's been indispensable. There we see Bale's heat map. Interesting too. Look, Phil, he's now on the left.
I was going to say, something we were talking about is maybe trying to take advantage of Semedo in a matchup, and you see Isco has swung over far side.
Yeah, and it's trying to find, Rinus Michels always did the same thing, you know, switching wide players more so than anybody else to give defenders different looks. And then he would say, you know what, at halftime, we found the matchup. That's the matchup. You stay right. And you know what? He knew his stuff.
Nice by Sergio Roberto, who's doubling down on this near side. A little bump, knocking Griezmann down. Alejandro Hernandez again says no foul. Gets away from Carvajal. De Jong steps up. Help inside and out. Suarez under pressure. De Jong. Suarez still down. Messi with a rare touch. Into the middle. It's Alba. One touch and it just scrapes wide.
We just talked about that combination. You look at the two best players on the pitch right now. Alba on both sides of the ball. It's Alba and Messi that really makes something happen. The willingness to run without the ball, to stay on sides. Well done, Alba. You can see the back four and you stay there. A lot of people are too eager. And the combination of Messi, Alba, but more so Alba to Messi has been key to their success for many years now. Bale didn't track, and all of a sudden, Alba is open. That fine line between letting Alba float into Carvajal when he's not marking anybody, or if Carvajal's occupied with Griezmann, Bale has to stay with him.
But something else you pointed out, if we get the chance to watch it again, or if you do at the half, pay attention to that little stutter, that little curl by Alba. So many times players will just keep running, and that pass comes, they'll be offside, but he made sure to be on, just missed the chance. Wide for Bale, long lay over, two in the box, but too long even for Benzema, who rubs his head in frustration. Did Griezmann have a shout? Maybe. Suarez did shout as Casemiro coming through.
I used to be like Casemiro, you know, a dirty fouler, let's put it that way. So I don't track here, Phil, but one yellow card in this match. Am I correct in saying that? Because you are the one that tracks that kind of stuff unbelievably. Rakitic, I think, might have been.
And Suarez just a few moments ago.
Correct. But overall, this has been a hard-fought but clean game. And as I said again, I can feel the tension right now. There's something will break. Barca trying to press right now, Phil, and putting Real Madrid under some duress.
The cross played back. Courtois.
Whoa, whoa.
He's getting it.
Do they want to change jerseys, maybe? Shows you again what confidence does when Zidane is able to convey that to his players. They play with an aura again. They are a team that are confident. And let's be real honest. in the last few weeks have been the better team as Madrid as a whole. Messi, Depensia, obviously, they've only lost once at home this year, but already 3 on the road. In big games, they've stuttered. This is a real test for both teams, but more so for Barcelona.
Give away. Real Madrid taking it back. Bale to the inside. He's got the engine revving. Finds Mendy across the middle. Nice. Semedo playing catch up, cross in, long lay over. Again Valverde, saved by Ter Stegen, and he handles the friendly hop.
Let me introduce you to the modern number 8, lanky, 6'2", can strike balls from distance, can tackle like a freight train, can play a give and go. 21-year-old Uruguayan, the 22-year-old Frankie de Jong, futures of both teams.
Messi, De Jong, Suarez finding a gap. He's there, tacked into the middle. Messi misses it on the slide, and Real Madrid fortunate. Here they come though the other way. Isco trying to get around Alba, who throws his body in front. Might have been a clash of heads. Not a get well card though for the Barca left back. Instead, it will be yellow. Good move, Isco. Actually, Longley, the player who got in, and like the hand actually catching the Frenchman. Third yellow card of the half, and all of them against Barca.
And that's a telling tale, Phil, normally. I mean, you know, if you would play against a team that batters people on a consistent basis, fair enough. But this is a team right now that is reacting, not very proactive in a lot of areas. And then that happens. You start to foul. You're late somewhere. You got to pull a jersey. And look at Valverde now, playing off Ben's high. Now Kroos can float in there and play make as well. Isco's ability to move and roam makes it very hard to track.
Just 1 minute added. Will it be time? Semedo can't seem to find a target, and that's going to do it for the opening half. So Barcelona put to the test, but they have passed to this point. Zinedine Zidane with a bit of tinkering going on, and it's given Real Madrid a chance, but they have not been able to convert. It's the clasico, and it's scoreless at the half.
They say I walk like a king, talk like a king. You can act around now, say the same things, make way for the king. Wait for the...
If there were one party for all of history's creators and pioneers, without question, that party would be thrown by the father of tequila. Cuervo Tradicional since 1795. The father of tequila.
Have you ever worked for Duck?
They've been second best. They've been outthought. They went to sleep in a corner, which was very nearly a goal. They've had, okay, these breakaway moments whereby Ramos was had to clear off the line. Jordi Alba came in very close to volleying home off Messi's pass. Griezmann finding Suarez at the far post. Yes, these are tiny wilting flowers in a very arid desert. And what's more, Simon, you commentate on these two teams week in, week out. And we've seen this Barcelona performance at San Mamés, at Levante. We've seen this for the majority of the first half at Anoeta against La Real last week, when, okay, they popped up with a goal and got themselves out of jail. But this has been second rate from them in terms of attention to detail, confidence, passing, athleticism. Real Madrid should be in front. Absolutely no question in my mind.
What, if any, changes do you expect Valverde to have made or to have thought about making a little bit later over the half-time break?
There's two things to say. Obviously, now that he's got Longley booked, he's got Rakitic booked, he's got at least one other, was it Semedo? The point would be that you cannot afford a red card in this match. So we've had Rakitic, Suarez and Longley booked. Suarez, he'll leave to get on with his job for as long as he possibly can. But when you're having Real Madrid men run past you, and I think in terms of running, breaking lines, the only standout moment for me for Barcelona was Frankie de Jong moving into Rakic's pivotal position and breaking the lines. The rest has been about passing, about distribution for Barcelona when they've had a couple of moments. But for my mind, Valverde is a conservative man. He tends not to like to make half-time changes unless he's absolutely crystal clear. In my mind's eye, what will happen at some stage will be Sergio Roberto to right back, Semedo off, and a change in midfield. And I think that when our match director very cleverly, just after Rakitic was booked, cut to Busquets, there was a double comment there from our very clever match director. One, isn't that the guy who usually gives order to Barcelona? And number two, how long will Rakitic be left carrying that yellow card in case he gets a second and a red? Is there going to be a role for Busquets? And as we look at the teams coming out, I think that my point is going to be proven. Valverde doesn't like to change. I don't think there's any alterations in Barca's 11.
There certainly aren't any in the Real Madrid 11, Graham.
Neither of us will be particularly surprised about that. Valverde will definitely have assumed that there are corrections he can make to players' positioning, their passing, and their speed of thought and movement that can maybe press a reboot and go back to how they should have played at the beginning of the half, and he can say, you're going out there with a chance to do what I told you to do in the first place. And if they don't, the goal is coming. Marc-Andre ter Stegen has erased, as pre-match we suggested he would, because he's a big match player. He's erased the error against Mallorca that brought Budimir's goal. Erased that little touch out that led to Isaac scoring at Anoeta, because this has been one of his red letter nights for the Germans so far.
The second half gets underway. Barcelona attacking the goal to the left of your screens. And Sergio Roberto plays that one back eventually to Longley. I think he was aiming for Frenkie de Jong. Marc-Andre ter Stegen. Looking for Suarez. Suarez goes down. Valverde feeding Gareth Bale. Bale inside to Cruz. Mendy comes up against Sergio Roberto. Here's Isco. Wins the first corner of the second half for Real Madrid.
You got a very strong impression in the first half that Real Madrid worked on the corner routines. They know that Marc-Andre ter Stegen, exceptional though he is not the tallest keeper and does not enjoy coming for the ball. Let's see if they can work this one into a better goal-scoring opportunity.
Played short. Whipped in again. Piqué heads out to Suarez. Griezmann first time. Alba returning it to Griezmann. He goes down and wins a throw-in in favour of Barcelona. Good challenge from Mendy. Gerard Piqué. Allowed to progress slowly. Semedo, wrong footing Sergio Roberto, and very nearly causing Ramos problems too. There's Valverde. Oh, lovely back heel, little flick there from Benzema to Bale. Bale picking out Isco. Isco gets into the box, leaves it for Mendy, whose attempted cross is blocked. Mendy looking for Benzema, finding the head instead of Alba. And hits it straight at Casemiro. Casemiro coming up against Rakitic. Rakitic showing strength there. Linking with De Jong. Alba. Here's Piqué.
Simon, I think if there's a respite, Bruno might have some news for us.
Yeah, we've got Arturo Vidal warming up for Football Club Barcelona, and Militao, who was warming up in the first half, they called him back into the dugout, so there seems to be no problem for Sergio Ramos.
Langley taking the ball cleanly, according to the referee, off Gareth Bale. I'm not sure the Welshman agrees. Messi, on the other hand, here's the whistle as he goes down. Free kick awarded.
At the moment, Real Madrid seems to have come out the second half with a similar kind of energy from the first half. Of course, the result is still 0-0, and if they can keep this kind of pressure up, they'll be there until the end. The problem for Real Madrid will be from the moment they just will not arrive anymore at the right timing to make their pressure. They will come one split second too late, and that's when Barcelona, obviously, they're good in this transition game.
No one floated in towards Suarez, cleared only as far as Messi, though. Messi avoids Varane's challenge, cuts it square to Griezmann, and failed to connect by a matter of inches. The throw's quickly taken. De Jong on the ball. Rakitic. Sergio Roberto. Suarez back to Rakitic. De Jong. Now Clement Lenglet finds Griezmann. Suarez loses his footing. It's cleared to Karim Benzema. Isco on one of his trademark runs, supported here by Mendy. Cruz finding Dani Carvajal. Bale turns it to the left flank where Mendy's waiting again. Ramos inside to Toni Kroos. Casemiro. It's a slow and almost hypnotic build-up. And finally Mendy's cross.
The problem with Barcelona is if you have Griezmann defending so much backwards, then when you recover the ball, you want to make transition, the distance is too far to actually be threatening to where he's good at, which is the opponent goal.
Carvajal. Benzema tries to return it to him, can only find Lenglet.
No, we need Griezmann, we need him up. We need him 50, 40 meters more high on the pitch.
The ball gifted back to Real Madrid, Casemiro. And now Fede Valverde. This is Isco. Finds Cruz. Carvajal to Bale. Ramos to Mendy. Varane. Mendy making a run. Casemiro saw him, but unable to find the precision with the crossfield ball.
Presumably what you're talking about, Jordi, as much as it's not a critical voice used, but you're asking Griezmann to be positionally different. If he's making a mistake, it must be the chain effect of him not trusting his colleagues to keep possession of the ball. And he's covering Carvajal there and giving so much extra help to Alba, who's left with Carvajal and Bale right on him. He may be making a mistake, but it must be with the best of intentions.
No, I think he's basically doing what his team asks. I mean, in the end, he has to kind of follow the lines, be compact. So he's doing what the game needs. But
he needs his teammates to pass the ball better.
And you want Griezmann attacking. You don't want him defending. That's where his strength is.
Flag up for offside against Isco. It was a lovely ball to his feet by Gareth Bale. as Arturo Vidal is making his final preparations before becoming the first substitute to be used by either manager. Alba dispossessed by Bale. Casemiro does well to find Isco. Isco with very little support there, losing out to Jordi Alba, who seems to have taken a brief knock in the process. Isco quick to get back to his feet. Langley returning it to Ter Stegen. De Jong can't quite link with Sergi Roberto. Good steal from Ramos. Mendy hits it straight at the knee of Gerard Piqué. There's Valverde. The shot takes a deflection.
Simon, brilliant from Cruz. Barcelona are playing their way out. De Jong is coming in towards Semedo to offer him the pass, and Cruz is right up him, robs him, and that's why the ball was recycled so that Valverde could get his shot in.
Well, Vidal waiting to come on. You don't make a change when defending a corner. That one floated towards the head of Ramos. It's Rakitic who heads clear. Benzema back to Valverde. Carvajal picks out Fede Valverde. And there's one for Benzema to chase. All the advantage is with Jordi Alba. But even so, Benzema prevents him sending it forward, and it'll be a throw. And the change is to replace Semedo with Arturo Vidal, and therefore you can see Sergi Roberto moving into the right back slot. Applause for Semedo.
You asked me pre-half-time, what's the natural change? And the natural change was that Sergio Roberto is a more confident, more attacking right back, and that the idea of having Vidal on to break lines, he's a brilliant competitor, and it needs saying too that Vidal is one of those players, as Paulinho was, who absolutely understands how to link with Leo Messi. He does. Jordi, I mean, to paraphrase your father, one of the most difficult things to do at elite football is to repeatedly do the right simple thing all the time, and Vidal very often does that in his connections with Messi.
I think he brings energy, and Barcelona at the moment in the midfield, they're not really winning first and second balls, and I think Vidal has it. And another thing that he has very good, he makes very good runs in the second line. So if there's crosses, he's always a player, you don't really see him coming, but he always arrives on time. So I think Valverde is looking for kind of a change of energy, you know, somebody who can just make that impact. If it's not with the ball, then at least without the ball, that he gets stuck in, that he wins a duel, you know, that he just wakes up everybody, to give everybody a bit more energy.
If we can use the word, he's a warrior. We've seen him show that.
Yeah, Jordi, before the game, you were choosing adjectives for each player, and you just looked at him and said, strong.
Yeah,
I mean, that's what he is.
No, like a warrior, but he also has the capability, you know, to arrive in the box from the second line. You know, he'll get there, and in the end, a player like that also means that Real Madrid players have to chase after him. That just might open space for other midfielders to get the chance to receive the ball, to combine, to make 1-2s in the midfield.
Well, the substitution has been made and the throw taken. Suarez battling, but Varane puts it into touch.
That kind of sounded like we approved of the substitution, didn't it, Simon? More or less.
Well, it was a substitution that you could imagine would happen. Also, watching the bench in Barcelona, in the midfielders, in the end, it's Vidal who's more arriving midfielder. The other one is Busquets, and I do think at the moment that Real Madrid is stronger on that midfield, or has more numbers, or keeping the ball better. Barcelona haven't really been able to get out like they usually do between the lines, somebody turning around, look for Messi. It's difficult. We're just hoping that as a coach that you make that substitution just to change something.
Graham, one of your themes all season has been that Real Madrid players are fitter than the Barca players, and I think that's being borne out tonight. Meanwhile, here's Suarez. Griezmann is caught by Casemiro and forced to play it back to Langley. Now Frankie de Jong.
See, the position of Vidal is already beside Suarez.
Cross from Sergi Roberto, collected by Thibaut Courtois. Isco for Real Madrid squares it to Dani Carvajal. Gareth Bale. Back inside to Casemiro. Mendy supported here by Benzema. Carvajal. Bale nods on. Vidal's first touch is pass to Sergio Roberto, returns it to the keeper. Now Langley.
That's just about the best football they've used all night.
De Jong to Vidal. De Jong again. Messi. Finds Griezmann. Oh, Griezmann, it comes off for him, he squares it! And the unbelievable has happened. Leo Messi failing to connect. Brilliant work from Griezmann. And Messi just had the keeper to beat. Here he is again. Falls to Suarez.
What a tackle. What a tackle, Simon.
Superb challenge there from Sergio Ramos, who limps away from the battlefield before turning round and waving Suarez to get up. Meanwhile, Isco at the other end. Loses out to Rakitic. Well, it's livened up a little bit now. Sergio Roberto. Rakitic square to Frankie de Jong. Here's Alba. Suarez. Good interception from Rafa Varane. Valverde to Isco. It's a chase for Benzema. He very nearly got the better of Langley, but Langley's leg was stuck out and put the ball into touch.
Oh, Daddy Langley, let's call him. His challenge on Isco when they broke away was as majestic as the one we're looking at here. Ramos, I mean, that's as good as Carvajal's earlier in the match. This little flick from Griezmann, maybe it wouldn't have stood, but you said you couldn't believe it. For weeks now, I've been arguing, Messi's not right. He is not playing well. Running down blind alleys, and that little thing, we've barely ever seen it when he takes a flick at the ball and mishits when he should score. But if it was going to happen, it's in this run of form where he has not been the normal Messi. Just hasn't.
Carvajal leaves the throw-in duties to Gareth Bale. Bale with a long throw, it falls to Isco on the edge of the box. Cruz hits it straight at Vidal. Piqué clears, just get rid of the danger and puts it into touch for a Real Madrid throw.
Now Luka Modric and Rodrigo both warming up now for Real Madrid.
Toni Kroos. Bale. Well, just let it get away from him, Gareth Bale. Wins it back well, although Jordi Alba can't take advantage of his interception, and it's a Madrid throw.
Griezmann again rolling up the sleeves, doing the blue-collar work. Jordi made the point that he needs to play further forward if he's going to contribute to win, but he was playing extra left back there to keep Bale out.
Isco. There's Mendy. Keeps the ball in play, but Vidal takes advantage of that, and there's the applause of the Camp Nou. Suarez does really well. De Jong looking for Griezmann. Dani Carvajal, the most alert of the Real Madrid players there.
That was the striker. So that was Kenny Dalglish, we saw there, reborn in Luis Suarez's backside as he held the ball and held his man off.
Well, at least the game seems to get a little bit of more momentum. We see more attacks from both sides. It's starting to be active.
It's playground football now, isn't it? Mistakes are going to come, openings are going to come.
Well, it's that point you were making, Geordie, isn't it? That the kind of pressing that the Madrid players have been imposing on Barca, you can't keep it up for 90 minutes. And as the seconds tick away and the minutes pass, they're making more mistakes and losing their pace, I think.
Yeah, I think also the player that will be interesting to see what Zidane does is Isco. Isco is a player that when he's energetic and he has the ball, he can make the difference. But when he starts to get a little bit tired, he might just not help the team enough without the ball.
It's Messi looking for Suarez, who knocks it down to Griezmann. Griezmann's shot is blocked by Rafa Varane. The rebound coming to Cruz. Valverde. Oh, lovely from Casemiro. Benzema right, driving at the Barcelona defence. And Fede Valverde, for once, I think they're just misreading the situation and maybe just running out of legs, although he does chase Frankie de Jong down and wins a throw.
Benzema picked the only wrong option that was available to him. The cards were splayed on the deck and you just had to pick a royal flush and he picked the joker.
Carvajal to put the ball in play for Real Madrid. Bale offering support. Carvajal does well to find Valverde, who gives it straight away to Griezmann, who in turn gives it to Cruz. Mendy. Cruz to Carvajal. Carval's cross is a good one to Benzema. There's very little angle left for the Frenchman to take advantage of. Goal kick. Suarez losing his footing and losing his temper.
Yes, put it to my feet.
Mendy. That's a good steal from Rakitic. Suarez. And a yellow card for the invisible man, Carlos Casemiro.
And I don't think that fits in the long way category. Geordie said, listen, one for the team, a tactical foul, and Isco, Weber and the like. I think there was time for the Brazilian to wait there. Suarez is an Olympian. He isn't going to run away for them. It's white shirts everywhere. I think that's an error.
It wasn't a necessary tactical foul for this one. But we are seeing both teams is a little bit of losing the ball, a little bit quicker than normal. Maybe players are also a little bit tired. There's not a lot of space because both teams are, well, especially Real Madrid, is trying to press up really high. So
there's a premium for the quickest minds now.
Now it's starting. Now the tiredness comes in. Now the balls that did arrive the first half, maybe in the second half, they just don't arrive, and it gives a chance to the opponent team to get up.
And talking of chances to your opponents, it's Lionel Messi who's placed the ball. Messi prepares to have a go, the steely-eyed look. Here's the whistle. Up steps Messi, straight into the wall. Alba finding Sergio Roberto now. Frankie de Jong. Rakitic to Alba. De Jong. Suarez. Jordi Alba. Puts it back to Messi, little back healer towards Suarez. Kind of telegraphed from Leo Messi, I think.
Cruz did some really good work to get in the way.
Here's Valverde, good work from Isco to set him through. Still Valverde, and it's Vidal with the block. Comes to Bale. Well, it wasn't far away.
Should have done better, Simon.
I think he should.
On his left foot.
Yep.
Good position.
That, I mean, seriously, when Messi does the little flick there, Messi worked so hard to get into space where he knew Alba would give it to him. He's off balance, so he tries the little flick. Kroos isn't where he should be in order to block it, and the little sprint the German produces turns the possession over and brings what was a genuine goal chance for Gareth Bale.
Carvajal finding Bale. Valverde holding on to it under pressure from Messi. It's Kroos. Valverde to Isco. Bale. Carvajal. Isco again. Carvajal's cross.
Spearman. Yeah.
It's headed down by Sergio Roberto to Vidal. And once again, these unforced errors coming into play here. On that occasion, Vidal's attempted square ball straight into touch. Kroos gets away from Messi. Benzema did really well there, cutting Benzema. Here's Carvajal. Leaves it for Isco. Benzema finding Mendy. Carvajal doing really well. Cross is blocked, however. It comes to Griezmann. Griezmann goes down. And the yellow card is out for Gareth Bale. That one comes out of frustration, I think.
Yeah, and it's a late challenge. It's unnecessary. I mean, maybe he hasn't got so much time left in the game. That's going through the player like that is absolutely a waste of a booking. Doesn't make any sense whatsoever. It's Barcelona respite.
I think the Barcelona central defenders, both Lenglet and Piqué, I can't remember them having so much work on lateral crosses than today. It's been a long time they haven't been able to work so much, because Real Madrid is just too close. That's why Barcelona recover the ball, but they lose it at the first pass. They cannot make the second and the third pass. They cannot drive the second zone of the pitch, because Real Madrid's pressure at the moment is being very successful.
Clement Lenglet for Barcelona. Rakitic pointing the challenges. Messi. Doesn't quite come off for Messi, but the loose ball falling to Rakitic, who returns it to him. De Jong.
I swear something, it's like Messi is thinking twice about something that he would have done automatically without a blink of an eye previously. I'm not saying he's doubting himself, but he's much slower in decision making. It's not just because of the positional acumen of his teammates around him.
Piqué for Barcelona. Now Frenkie de Jong. Messi. To De Jong again. Suarez, De Jong didn't quite catch the shot as he would have liked, but there was more clarity and penetration in that attack from Barcelona than we've seen all night. Now Gareth Bale. And it's starting to open up a bit, this one. Toni Kroos for Real Madrid. Isco. Valverde. Casemiro reading Mendy's movement. Great ball for Mendy, and it's Gareth Bale, but the flag is up for offside, to the huge disappointment of the Welshman. Great little run from Mendy. Really well read his movements. Bale arriving on the far post. The referee was quick to raise the flag, and now referee Hernandez will need some help from De Burgos Bengoechea.
I feel sorry for Mendy because I'm sure the decision's against him because his timing of the run is brilliant. He just leans as he's running. If he's running erect, his top body isn't offside. I don't think it's you, Gareth. You know, you might be miffed and maybe VAR proves me wrong, but I think it's the fact that Mendy just leans forward. But it's touch and Jody, you're not sure, are you? Touch and go.
It depends really on the image of the moment of the pass. It was a good action. It was a very good action. But it looks
from that angle, it looks like PK's playing maybe on, but he's leaning forward so much.
Yeah.
And the delivery is exquisite. It's a very beautiful goal.
Well, referee Hernandez.
Look at the lines. Look at the lines, Simon.
Yep.
Surely VAR is just going to say that the scoring top half of his body, you can score with your head, you can score with your chest. I think the assistant has done an absolutely superb job.
Well, he certainly has, and the referee has backed him up, thanks to the information given to him from Madrid in the VAR operation room. The score remains with 17 minutes to go. Barcelona 0, Real Madrid 0. Carvajal letting that one get away from him. Here's Griezmann. Got Vidal to his right. Suarez to his left. Suarez returns it first time. Here's Messi. Vidal. Oh, lovely footwork. Suarez trying to curl it. And curling it over the crossbar.
How do you say after you, Claude, in Catalan? Everybody was like, no, please, no, I'm sure you'd rather have a shot.
Well, the game building up for a fascinating final quarter here.
Really clever little piece of play by Griezmann in the middle. He nudged Carvajal, not enough to convince Hernandez that it was a foul. We can see the evidence just to poor old Mendy. Just because he's sprinting so hard, the top part of his body as he launches off carries him offside.
Bale did well to flick that one onto Benzema. And Vidal showing all of his warrior qualities. Suarez goes down. Another free kick to Barcelona.
And he falls victim to his own trap because he wanted the foul there, but his chest control was so beautiful that his two striking partners were going to get away and it was going to be advantage Barcelona. But Hernandez wasn't looking at the floor, he was looking right at the incident, which, given the two players involved, is fair enough.
And Zidane still with the same 11 going in the 75th minute.
I am surprised.
Well, it also means that he's happy with what he's seeing and he doesn't see any reason to immediately make a change.
Left, Simon. I pressed this game with you before the match in the preview saying no 0-0 draw since 2002, 17 years. Surely not tonight.
Rakitic heads on, finds Griezmann. Sergio Roberto, Griezmann again. Goes down under the challenge of Isco. And it's another yellow card. It's now 3-3. Isco joining Bale and Casemiro.
I think that is testimony to what Jordy's just been talking about. That's a little bit of tiredness where you don't quite get to where you think you're going to get to. You leave the boot in. I think that's just a challenge that he doesn't probably make. The ball's well gone and he's gone through him unnecessarily. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Modric for Isco very soon.
Yeah, Graham, say that they've just called over Luka Modric as well as Rodrigo, so it's going to be a double swap for Zinedine Zidane.
The €5 are in the post. Well done, my son.
Jordi Alba's cross. Vidal was up for it. Casemiro looking for Benzema. Advantage Piqué. Benzema giving up the ghost of the chase there.
This is the 32-year-old who cares more about tennis and his business, and he's loping across the pitch as if he was 24. Piqué. He cares.
Alba for Barcelona. Griezmann can't keep it in play. It'll be a Real Madrid throw. It's left for Dani Carvajal to take. Ramos didn't quite connect as he wanted to there, I think. Oh, and Gareth Bale's gone down, clutching the ankle and stays down. And the referee explaining to Kroos that we can't stop it for this. Messi comes up against Ramos. Isco winning the loose ball. Ramos penalised. Free kick to Barcelona. Yellow card, I think, for the Real Madrid captain.
Yeah, be careful, Sergio Ramos. 25 red cards in his domestic career. 5 of them in Clásicos. He's unnecessarily booked here. He didn't need to chirp at the referee, and he needs to stop now.
Benzema's having a word with Gareth Bale, who went down as he seemed to land awkwardly in the challenge there with Frankie de Jong. And although the Welshman's getting to his feet and hobbling away, I think Ramos just felt that the referee should have stopped play there, but obviously you can't if it's not a foul.
When there wasn't a foul, you're only authorised to stop play if there's a head injury. The referee was right. Commiserations to Bale, but he was in the wrong.
And it's that change, that double change that Bruno Bergadeche was just mentioning. Zinedine Zidane is preparing Rodrigo and Modric to come on. First, the free kick taken by Rakitic, headed away by Casemiro. Appeals for handball from Frankie de Jong against Isco. And Rakitic and Modric with a nice moment there as Modric prepares to come on. It's going to be Isco replaced by Rodrigo. And it's Fede Valverde who makes way for Luka Modric.
It's all happening because Bale's fixing his hair as well. It's a beautiful classical moment. Silvercrest moment. There are other hairs, please.
It's what Valverde had a good presence in the game today, arriving, having a couple of shots, also good in pressing forward. So I think I'm not sure if it's tiredness or just to change something, but I think he's had quite a good game today. From Isco, he's also played good, but once the tiredness gets in and you start to just arrive late to your tackles or just arrive late to the actions, then it's time to put somebody fresh in.
Yeah, Jordan, you can always tell when you mention them less and less and less as the second half goes on.
It's like Alba in the first half, he was, you can notice he had that energy, he was fresh. Now he's choosing his moments. Also Barcelona haven't been arriving maybe with the clarity of the first half on his left side. But you can also see probably he's just temporizing a little bit, not to go too far. As we've said before, he hasn't played a lot in the last few months with the injury.
Griezmann combining nicely with Vidal. Suarez with the step over. Messi a couple of meters further behind and couldn't latch onto it. The ball in the control of Thibaut Courtois. 10 minutes to go. Still no score in the Clasico.
No, but Valverde's trying to change that, Bruno, right?
Here's Ansu Fati's prepared to come on. He also caught Busquets, who hasn't emerged, though, from the dugout. So it's only going to be Ansu Fati for now. It looked like Sergio Busquets was also going to come on, but for the time being, just Ansu Fati looks like he'll be coming on for Barcelona.
Carvajal battling with de Jong. Modric. Varane finds Kroos. Kroos finds Benzema. Here's Rodrigo. Mendy. And the whistle goes as Benzema's shot takes a deflection and rebounds wide. And medical assistance required out there. It's Gerard Piqué and Gareth Bale. Both of them absolutely flat out there in the Barcelona area.
I think when we see this in replay, it's going to look absolutely horrible. Neither of them sees what's about to happen. It's a head-on-head. Yeah, it's just horrible.
It's Clement Lenglet and Gareth Bale. And Ansu Fati replaces Griezmann, and listen to the ovation from the Camp Nou as the 17-year-old comes on for his first taste of Liga Clasico.
I think it's a substitution that that has logic, because Fatu is a player that runs in the spaces. I think Suarez, Messi and Griezmann were really trying to get participating in the build-up, ball in the foot. I think Fati is a player that will also make those runs behind, and maybe he will just create also space for Alba, because now the right back of Real Madrid and the right central runner will have to just shuffle a little bit more to the right, because Fatu is that player that can do something special, runs without the ball. So I feel for Griezmann a little bit unfair, because he has been working up and down during all the game. Unfortunately, his team has been defending a bit more than normal, so he hasn't been able to really help in attack. Let's see now, the last 10 minutes, the game opened up. Maybe it's a moment for Fati to make one of his classic runs.
It's the kind of moment he came on in the San Siro against Inter, where the goal was brilliant, goes down in the history books, but it was courtesy of his brilliant connection with Suarez. Suarez treated that cushion 1-2 as if he was giving the ball to Messi. Now, for a 17-year-old, that tells you something about what they see in this kid in training.
Suarez, Messi over the top, and Varane with the clearance under pressure from Ansu. And the referee going just to check that Gareth Bale and Clement Lenglet have been given the okay after a head clash. Checking with Lenglet and the Barca medical staff, checking with Bale and the Madrid staff, and both players back on the pitch following the protocols there. Referee Hernandez. Mendy to take the throw. We're into the final 6 minutes of this one. It's tight and it's tense. It's also goalless. Vidal, here's the whistle, and wins a free kick and urges the fans to get behind Barcelona. Still time. De Jong back to Gerard Piqué. Rakitic. Piqué for Barcelona, back to the keeper. Lenglet. Suarez. It's better from De Jong. Well, the Camp Nou certainly responding to Arturo Vidal's demand for more noise. Here is Vidal, Messi. That's a fine interception from Rodrigo. Modric. Lovely ball.
Wow.
And Gareth Bale will be disappointed with that touch. It seemed for a second as though Marc-Andre ter Stegen was hesitating, but finally took the right decision. Sergio Roberto. Messi. Rakitic to Ansu. Ansu Fati running at Carvajal. Goes around him, and it's a corner for Barcelona. And the fans behind that goal celebrate.
Look at this. First time ball off the outside of his right foot. Fantastic.
Fati with the corner. On the far post, it's Suarez, but he can't direct his header between the posts. Goal kick.
It's that time we talk about so often, Simon. A heated match. Often it's the smaller team against the bigger one we worry about. Who goes to sleep? It's the find the dope moment. The dressing room is beckoning. For those who've sweated and worried and haven't enjoyed tonight, they're thinking, have I nearly got through it? And there can be lapses. Even with only 3 minutes of natural time left, there will still be a moment when somebody slips or dreams.
And goes all the way through to the domain of Jordi Alba. He wins a throw, it's blocked by Gareth Bale. Alba was hoping that would go out for a goal kick. The ball didn't have the pace required.
Frankie de Jong's debut in a Clasico, he's thinking, how do we beat these guys 4-1 with Ajax last year? The change in Real Madrid from then to now is gigantic.
Modric leaving the throw for Gareth Bale.
Captain Ramos on the charge.
Both central defenders going for a throw-in.
Bale with the delivery. Piqué headed clear. Modric knocking it down to Bale. Fati takes it off him. Bale wins it back because Ansu Fati came up against Frankie de Jong. Lovely ball to Benzema. Benzema back. Mendy. Rakitic. And a chance for Vidal on the break for Barcelona. Messi gets away from a lunging challenge from Toni Kroos. Vidal looking for Ansu and finding it perfectly. Suarez. And calmly nodded back by Dani Carvajal to the keeper. Don't, whatever you do, turn this off now. Remember what Real Madrid did to Valencia in the 95th minute on Sunday in Mestalla. There's still time for somebody to claim the Clasico. Carvajal for Real Madrid. Bale. Modric. Benzema to Modric again. Carvajal. To Modric. Carvajal. The shot from Carvajal is blocked and cleared by Sergio Roberto. Problems for Casemiro, but Rafa Varane there under pressure from Suarez to turn it back to Thibaut Courtois. There's Mendy. .30 seconds of regulation time left. It's a throw to Real Madrid. Mendy to take it. Benzema.
5 minutes of extra time, Simon. 5 minutes.
Casemiro. Modric to Kroos. Dispossessed by Messi. A battling Leo Messi. Messi avoids a tremendous challenge. Suarez can't link with him. Now it's Madrid breaking the other way. Modric finds Bale. Kroos inside to Modric again. Gareth Bale. Rodrigo nods it down to Mendy. Good challenge from Gerard Piqué. De Jong finding Andrew, who's been hunted down by Dani Carvajal. And that's a yellow card for Carvajal.
I know it's a standing joke about players now making the sign of a spear for the ball or pointing at the ball. I tell you, it wasn't just that ball that was in danger of coming loose there. That's a shocker. Misjudgment from Dani Carvajal. Well, welcome to the big time, wee man.
Piqué. Now De Jong. Avoids or evades Modric's challenge. Alba. Ansu. Alba. Messi. Easy for Carvajal. Messi very nearly won it back. Here's Rodrigo.
Suarez flat on his feet, flat out there. The ball broke from him. Normally he'd have been on it instantly, flat-footed, not ready.
Well, it seems everything is going to stay equal, just as it started. looks like it's going to...
Stop it, Jordy. I said 17 years without a 0-0 draw. I said no chance of it.
Well,
please give us a goal. It does look that way, doesn't it? I cursed it.
Dani Carvajal. It's blocked by Ansu. It'll be a throw to Real Madrid. Flicked on by Bale, intercepted by Langlais. Back to the keeper. Rakitic. Piqué for Barcelona. Well, neither team seem particularly or unduly concerned. What we don't want either of them is the kind of mistake that could lead to a last-minute winner.
Yeah, look at Casemiro. Yeah. Sinks to his knees in self-recrimination. That was such a big chance.
The fans urging Piqué on. He finds Jordi Alba. Casemiro there. Bale. Modric. Cruz. And the free kick given for the challenge in Vidal. The referee trying to give Real Madrid the advantage.
You're right. It's a righteous call.
Casemiro takes it quickly. Rodrigo. Ramos. Mendy inside to Casemiro. Luka Modric. Mendy caught by Vidal. 40 seconds left. Just time for one last effort, perhaps, from Real Madrid. Or from Barcelona, although not with a pass like that, straight at Casemiro. Casemiro floating one over the top. And not even the youthful exuberance of Rodrigo was going to keep that in play.
Even as the seconds tick away, look at Varane, man for man on Suarez, giving him no room whatsoever.
And there is the final whistle, the clasico of La Liga Santander 2019-20 in the Camp Nou. After 95 minutes of tense football, ends in a goalless draw. Honours even, points shared. The final score: Football Club Barcelona 0, Real Madrid 0.
I'm gonna be the first to say that justice hasn't been done. I'm full of admiration for the